Have you ever stopped to ponder on the origins of the jolly man in red who supposedly travels the world in a single night, delivering gifts? A question that has undoubtedly crossed your mind during the festive season as you hang your stockings and leave out cookies and milk. This universally known figure, with his round belly, rosy cheeks and hearty laugh, is none other than Santa Claus himself. But who is he really? Where did he come from? And how did he become such an integral part of our holiday traditions? These are questions that have stirred the curiosity of many, from wide-eyed children eagerly awaiting their gifts, to adults who still hold a special place in their hearts for the magic of Christmas. Santa Claus, a figure so deeply rooted in our culture, is a symbol of joy, generosity, and the spirit of giving. But like all great tales, his story is not without its mysteries. Is Santa Claus a product of our collective imagination, a charming character created to add a sprinkle of magic to our holiday celebrations? Or does he have a more tangible origin, grounded in historical events and real-life figures? The story of Santa Claus is a rich tapestry, woven with threads of fact and fiction, reality and myth, history and folklore. It's a story that spans centuries and crosses continents, touching the hearts and minds of people all over the world. The journey to discover the origins of Santa Claus is a fascinating one, filled with twists and turns, surprises and revelations. It's a journey that takes us back in time, through centuries of history and across diverse cultures. It's a journey that reveals the evolution of a figure who started as a simple saint and grew into a global icon of love, generosity and the spirit of Christmas. So, are you ready to embark on this journey with us? Are you ready to delve into the past and uncover the secrets of Santa Claus? Are you ready to separate fact from fiction and discover the truth behind the man in red? If so, then buckle up and hold on tight as we set off on this exciting adventure. Join us as we journey back in time to unravel the history of Santa Claus. Our story begins in the 3rd century with a monk named St. Nicholas. Now you might be wondering, how did a monk from the 3rd century become the jolly gift-giving figure we know and love? Well, let's take a step back in time to unravel this mystery. Born in the ancient city of Patara, in what is now modern-day Turkey, St. Nicholas was known for his kind heart and generous spirit. His parents, wealthy and devout Christians, passed away when he was young, leaving him a considerable inheritance. But Nicholas didn't hoard this wealth. Instead, he used it to assist the needy, the sick, and the suffering. His acts of charity were often carried out in secret, adding a touch of mystery to his persona. One tale that stands out is of a poor man with 3 daughters. In those days, a young woman's father had to offer prospective husbands something of value, a dowry. But this man was so poor, he had nothing to offer. Hearing of their plight, Nicholas decided to help. Under the cover of night, he threw a bag of gold through their window, which was enough for one daughter's dowry. He repeated this generous act twice more, so all 3 daughters could marry. Nicholas's kindness extended beyond his lifetime. He became the patron saint of children, sailors, and even thieves. His feast day on December 6th became a time of celebration, especially for children. Over time, people began to give gifts in his honor, and this tradition gradually became associated with the Christmas season. As centuries passed, stories of his good deeds spread far and wide. They crossed borders and cultures, transforming Nicholas from a saintly figure into someone more magical. His image began to change, his story began to expand, and he slowly started to resemble someone we might find very familiar. And so, the legend of St. Nicholas began to evolve. From a 3 AD century monk to the jolly red-suited figure we now know as Santa Claus. But how did this transformation occur? Fast forward to the 18th century, and St. Nicholas finds his way to the New World. It's a time of exploration, discovery, and the meeting of cultures. As Dutch settlers venture across the Atlantic, they carry with them their cherished traditions. Among these is the celebration of St. Nicholas, or as they fondly call him, Sinterklaas. In the Dutch communities nestled in the heartland of America, the spirit of Sinterklaas is kept alive. Every December, children leave out their shoes, hoping to wake up to find them filled with treats. Their parents tell them tales of Sinterklaas sailing in from Spain, bearing gifts for good children and admonitions for the naughty ones. As time passes, The Dutch tradition of Sinterklaas begins to meld with the customs of other immigrants. The English Father Christmas, the German Christkind, and the Scandinavian Yule Goat all add their unique flavors to the mix. From this melting pot of traditions, a new figure begins to take shape. He is a jolly man with a hearty laugh, a love for cookies and milk, and a knack for knowing just what children want for Christmas. His name? Santa Claus. The transformation isn't immediate. It takes place over decades, perhaps even a century. But with each passing year, Santa Claus becomes a little more familiar. His red suit becomes a little brighter, his beard a little whiter, and his laugh a little more boisterous. It's a fascinating journey, isn't it? A saint from the 4th century, honored in the Netherlands, makes his way across the Atlantic and transforms into a symbol of joy and giving. It's a testament to the power of shared stories and traditions, shaping our understanding of the world and bringing us closer together. The transformation of St. Nicholas to Santa Claus was underway, but he was yet to become the jolly man we know today. Enter the 19th century, when Santa Claus gets a total makeover. As we step into the 1800s, it's important to remember that the Santa Claus we know and adore today didn't just appear out of thin air. No, he was shaped and molded by the hands and hearts of many. And this transformation was led by a handful of creative individuals who used their pens and paints to bring the jolly old man to life. Let's start with a gentleman named Clement Clarke Moore, who in 1822 penned a poem for his daughters. This poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, later became known as The Night Before Christmas. Moore's words painted a picture of a jolly, rotund and cheerful character who flew from house to house on a sleigh pulled by 8 reindeer. Yes, it was in this poem that names like Dasher, Dancer, Prancer and Vixen first sprang to life. Then there's Thomas Nast, an influential political cartoonist of the times. Nast is credited with creating the modern image of Santa Claus in the United States. From 1863 to 1886, he drew over 2,200 images of Santa Claus for Harper's Weekly. His Santa was plump and jolly, with a big white beard, a sack full of toys, and a pipe. Nast was also the first to depict Santa's workshop at the North Pole, adding a touch of magic to the tale. And let's not forget about the contributions of advertisers. In the early 1930s, a certain popular soda company began using Santa Claus in their winter advertising campaigns. The artist, Haddon Sundblom, created a Santa that embodied the spirit of kindness and warmth. His Santa was chubby and cheerful with rosy cheeks and a twinkle in his eye. Together, these artists and writers shaped the Santa we know today. They took the generous spirit of St. Nicholas and the festive charm of Father Christmas and melded them into a figure of joy and goodwill. And with a twinkle in his eye, the Santa Claus we all know and love was born. Now Santa Claus is a global icon bringing joy to millions every Christmas. This jovial, red-suited figure with his twinkling eyes and hearty laugh has transcended geographical boundaries to become a symbol of joy and generosity worldwide. Let's take a moment to appreciate the enormity of Santa's influence in our contemporary culture. He's not just a Christmas figure anymore. Santa Claus has become an integral part of our everyday lives. He's present in our music, movies, literature, and even our advertising. You don't have to look far to see his rosy cheeks and twinkling eyes, from Coca-Cola's classic holiday commercials to the countless Santa-themed movies that grace our screens every winter. His image is everywhere. Santa Claus has evolved from a mere holiday symbol to a cultural phenomenon. His story, imbued with the spirit of giving and love, resonates with people regardless of their age or background. He represents the best of humanity, the desire to bring joy to others, the love of giving without expecting anything in return, and the magic of believing in something bigger than ourselves. Moreover, Santa's influence extends beyond the commercial sphere. He's become a symbol of hope and magic for children around the world. The anticipation of Santa's arrival, the joy of finding presents under the tree, and the magic of believing in someone who embodies pure goodness and selflessness, these are experiences that shape our childhoods and stay with us throughout our lives. Santa Claus, in his modern form, also encourages the spirit of community and togetherness. The act of coming together to decorate the Christmas tree, bake cookies for Santa, or sing carols around the neighborhood These traditions foster a sense of community and shared joy that's at the heart of the holiday season. So whether you believe in him or not, the spirit of Santa Claus, of giving, joy and magic, is alive and well. His influence continues to grow, touching lives and hearts, and reminding us of the true meaning of Christmas. Indeed, in a world that often seems to have lost its magic, Santa Claus keeps the spirit of wonder and joy alive. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.